of Roll for Your Lives! Yay!
Hello.
Yay!
Hello, friend.
We're just gonna give it a minute, everything to get started, and make sure everything's running well. So for the first couple of minutes, round table. How's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Doing
Pretty good.
well.
Pretty good.
Excited.
Pretty good.
Well, I'm excited to be here, Winnie.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Audrin. All right.
I only 6 hours shoveling ash today.
Oh. Well,
It
Just-
was delicious.
stick
From
it
all
up
the
your
houses
ash.
burned.
Delicious ash.
uh. Alright, well, before we get started, I just have a few things I want to discuss amongst everyone. First of which is give y'all just a big pat on the back. Y'all have put so much effort into this and your characters, and I could not be more proud of you guys. You've done such an amazing job, and I cannot wait to get started on this with you all.
Oh, thank you.
I am
Yeah.
very excited.
Way to go,
I'm giving
us.
myself 2 pats on the back.
We did
As-
that.
Yeah, give you
I'm
two.
great.
Winnie, you should give yourself at least 27. I will count starting now.
Alright, you're gonna have to give me a minute on that one. So also, before we get started, all I wanted to say is, as far as the stream goes, during the campaign while we're actually playing, I will not be responding too much to, like, chats or any notifications or things like that. I'm gonna wait until the intermission and then also at the end of the stream to respond to these things. So I just want to keep the flow of the game consistent and as much as possible. Also, I wanted to say a lot of the assets that I'm using here in Tailspire were free content that I found online and then heavily edited because I'm still learning how to use this. So if it looks familiar, it's because it's probably a free asset that I then modified. So bear with me, still learning this. Alright, do you guys have anything you want to get off your chest before we get started on our first ever episode?
I hope everyone enjoys. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, at the end of the day, we're just a group of friends working together to create a story. And have fun.
Yeah. And you know what? What's better than that?
What's better than this? Just guys being dudes.
I killed a man in 1987 and I got away with it.
Who's
Oh.
better than us?
Well, that's one way to get something off your chest.
Oh, you did not hear it here. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's talking about in Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
No.
That makes it okay. Alright, let me just get everything switched over and ready, and then we will begin. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yay!
As ready as I'll let be.
Alright, let's get ready. The roll for your lives.
I'm scared.
You can't be scared, I'm scared. Alright, gang.
Why not we both be scared together?
I think we are, Andrew.
When we have the budget for theme music, this is when it would play.
Someday. Alright, gang. Let's begin. Get yourselves ready. Get yourselves into character. It's intro time.
Me.
We begin our story in the lands of Ashana, secluded amongst the far north within the Forgotten Realms. The lands have begun to shift into hues of sprawling gold and amber as autumn air settles throughout cities and towns of the Five Nations. Adventurers, your individual travels through the realms have all met a similar fate. While some gruesome and some unexplained, your lives as they were known have come to an end. However, the cold embrace of death doesn't seem to claim you. On the fringes of exiting life, felt through closed eyes and dimming nerves, a vastness looms below you greater than the expanse of sea or depth of chasm. A cold that settles on the bones, a hunger that wills it to grow. Your departure anticipated, heralded, promised in all the worlds the gods never speak. Time seems to pass, trickle of a stream and the roar of a river, all at once. Seconds to years, minutes to ages, silver threads of time engulfing you in an endless web. Each of you had begun to see the face of life's companion, and somewhere comprehension and memory fail. Each of you has denied them. Your eyes open abruptly, the endless expanse fleeing from the light of day, its weight still lingering on your bones. Familiar sounds enter from all around, the wind sweeping through the nearby trees, carrying the soft murmurs of people and the smell of the autumn eve. We're once again among us. And we begin our story with two individuals that awake side by side. Audrin, as your eyes open and you glance around this dark, shadowed room, describe yourself.
Okay, so his eyes open kind of slowly, and then all at once he jerks upright very quickly, having just experienced who knows what. What the man aside from him might see is a kind of middling height man with long white hair, red eyes. He's got a sword at his waist, and he's got a long coat that he seems awfully proud of. Either that, or maybe he just always kind of looks dimly smug. And he kind of has this knowing look in his eye a little bit.
Hey. You, in this room, as you sit and look around, unsure of this surrounding, there's an individual next to you who seems to be sharing quite the same experience. As you can, I'm sure, smell from across the room, his salty has dark green hair.
Hey.
No, I didn't mean that.
Steve, if you would describe.
So as you stated, this gentleman has dark gray hair. His silverish eyes open steadily and rapidly. He sits up in bed. His clothes are immaculate, not a tear or broken seam anywhere. He turns his head over to Audrin, whose name he does not yet know, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I?
You say this aloud?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Audrin.
Well, so Audrin kind of like rubs his temples a little bit and kind of looks at the man and says, "Listen, lad, if we went out drinking last night, you'll have to excuse me. I don't remember your name. I don't remember a hell of a lot right now, if I'm being honest."
Strange. I can't seem to remember much either. You
I
said your name was...
Audrin suits me just fine until you workshop something better. What about yourself?
Audrin. The gentleman reaches his hands up and sort of gives himself a once-over. And not only can he not remember much prior to waking up here, but he doesn't remember much about himself either. And searching for an identifier of sorts, he finally stumbles upon his shoulder plates, on which there is inscribed the numbers 127. He motions the shoulder plate towards Audrin, blows his hand underneath. This is my signifier, I suppose.
What? But I didn't ask for a signifier, I asked for a name. I mean, you'll excuse me, lad, but I'm not going to call you 127. I mean, alright, shoot, let me work with that. How do you feel about numbers?
Seems a little on the nose, but accurate, if nothing else.
It's quick and to the punch. It'll suit us.
I appreciate your wit, Audrin.
I appreciate it too. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we put our noggins together and see if we can kind of figure out where we've ended up here. I'm sure there's a story somewhere in there.
Indeed.
Okay, so Audrin...
Not to pause this like so early. You guys just give me 1 second.
Yep.
It looks like the stream is kind of chugging a little bit, and I just kind of want to make sure it's like functioning properly.
I think
Important stuff.
I think we're still getting Xfinity kind of like updates.
I know they just did something in the area recently. I just want to like make sure it's not interfering too hard.
I should have known it was our internet service provider's fault.
The true BBE.
The BBEG. That's where that's the machine department.
Xfinitus.
I almost just closed Steam because I thought that might like fix the chugging issue, but then I realized, you know, this is running through Steam, so that's not exactly an option.
I think you can close Steam without closing Tailspider.
No, it has to be
Oh,
connected to the internet, remember?
I have Steam closed in my.
Are you
Hellspire
hooked up to
installed.
Ethernet?
I am. I just want to make sure. I don't really know what would be causing it. Maybe Tailspire itself is just that heavy.
I
think
have
so.
Steam closed.
I don't think it's closed, Andrew. It
I've-
just runs in the background.
There's.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And anyway, it's like it's not Tailspire doing this. Tailspire's not taking up any like a lot of bandwidth or internet. It's
Well, just to make sure, I would just want to cross confirm if everyone else can, see this just fine and it's not chugging on their end, then that's all I really care about. So if there's an issue, I hope someone can help us out there and mention it, and I will then look into it further and figure out why it's chugging so hard.
It
Until
might be
then,
your computer.
yeah, maybe. Until then, continue.
I believe our friend Audrin was reaching for the door.
yeah. He's gonna like stand to his feet. He's gonna kind of reach into his long jacket that seems to have many pockets kind of sewn in there, utility jacket, if you will. And he kind of pulls out something that he holds in his hand, and then he goes to the door and slowly creaks it open. Can I roll a perception check here to kind of see what I see outside this room?
You're just peeking the door, like through the door?
That's right.
Alright, roll perception. Oh, and do
Through
it in
this little
Tailspire!
window
That's
that's
right.
up top.
Here we go.
First roll of the game!
First roll.
Alright!
Yeah.
Oh.
So for
Plus.
perception, I have expertise in that, so that's going to be
He's so good at looking.
I look more than almost anyone. That's going to be +4, so that's 20. An unnatural 20.
Alright, first roll of the game, and it's an unnatural 20.
What can I
Right.
say?
So you're peeking through the door. This wooden door. As you peek through, you can see a figure standing to what looks to be, you look to as if almost you're in like a small chapel. It's old. It looks like it's a little worse for wear. But you see a woman standing at an altar. Looks like just fixing up the place. Doesn't seem to notice.
So he kind of slowly and as quietly as he can closes the door back, and then he looks to his new compatriot and says, "Listen, I don't mean to alarm you, but there's a woman there, a woman of the cloth, no less. So I don't know if you have any sorted feelings about that, but we might need to talk our way out of this one, if you know what I mean."
No feelings one way or the other. I suppose I should put my weapons away, as should you.
Well, I never drew them, but let's see if we can smooth.
Oh, I'm
talk
just
this
looking
a
at my character whose mace is always up.
little bit. Oh, yeah, and I always have my sword
Yeah, you
out.
do have your sword in your hand.
We're gonna go talk to this priest with our weapons out. Like, what's going on? So Audrin's gonna kind of take the lead a little bit and just kind of open the door slowly, step out of the threshold, and just kind of clear his throat. Pardon me, lass.
Well, do you wish to move your character? Well, that's an option.
Yeah. First, let me see if I can. This is a little new to me, so I'm gonna try and open the door.
Audrin would like to open a thing.
That's new.
Whoa! Look at you!
Oh my God. There's nothing I can't do.
I want to follow shortly behind you,
First, the
sort of
door,
letting you take the lead on the interaction.
next the world. Okay. So he clears his throat. And he kind of tries to get our attention.
So she turns, looking at you almost expectantly, like she was just waiting for you to come out. What was that? Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
What, can you describe this
Oh.
woman's appearance?
Yes.
You said she's
So
cloth?
she turns and she looks at you. Before you, you see about a medium height elf with gray skin, long black hair. She is wearing cloth of whites and dark blues and blacks. She is a Shadarkai with bright silver eyes staring at you. She turns to you with a warm smile and she says, "Ah, last two. Finally awake."
Begging your pardon,
You were
but
trying to cross the border, weren't you?
You were trying to cross the border.
begging your pardon, lass, but I'm not following. Last two? Did we come in as a group? I don't remember much.
Well, whether or not you knew each other beforehand, you did indeed seem to show up at a similar time as a handful of others. I just assumed you all were traveling together. However, that is my mistake.
Alrighty then. Well, then, to what end? What are we doing here?
She looks at you with a little cock to her head and she goes, "Do you not remember what's happened to you?"
Well,
I'm afraid not, ma'am. And you may, if I may be so bold as to ask your name as well, and perhaps the setting we find ourselves in.
My name is Arania. I am the head priest here at this abbey you now find yourself in, and where I found you outside of, for a matter of fact.
Well, alrighty then. He kind of glances back to numbers. Well, listen, it sounds like you've been expecting us, and others are expecting us too. Can you give us a little bit more information?
Well, I'm afraid I could tell you more, however, I don't exactly know what's happened to you. I've just found you unconscious, not too far from the I took you for dead, honestly. Seeing as though you were still I brought you back here, hoping that maybe you might find some respite.
And you said we came here with another group. Do you know which way they might have went?
There were a few others, and I'm sure they're still here. I think they're actually quite about. In fact, why don't I show you around? It seems as though introductions are in order.
Alright.
Very much obliged, Arana.
So she steps around, if I Ass
That's so
Audrin.
silly.
Ew.
I really like that.
So she steps around and makes her way to the front.
I guess we'll try and do the same.
Oh, look at you. Alright, so she opens the old swinging wooden door. And with a little creak, she then steps out. She gestures to the area around her. She says, "It's not much, but this is Cliff Harbor Abbey. Off towards the west side of Decria.
Alright,
Or
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry,
roll-
east."
I'm gonna roll perception one more time just to see what and who I see around. And
Is it just this setting in Tailspire? Is this what we're actually seeing?
Yes.
Wow. Look at all the Vegemite.
they be growing. Alright, well,
So she gestures forward and she says, "Before you, here we have the garden. We've been tending to it a little bit, and I'm sure our garden tender can help you as well as her young sister. And it looks like who I thought to be a couple of your friends are already there helping her."
I'm gonna roll perception real quick just to get a read and see what I see. That's looking like a 18.
Alright.
I see a kitty cat.
So yes, before you, you see a half-orc, younger half-orc. You see a fairy, and a woman. Cat, all sitting about in the garden. They seem to be working together to make a small harvest.
So he looks over to his new friend and then to this woman. He says, "Listen, I'm not sure if I heard you right, but you said that we're in Decria right now. Is that right?"
That is correct.
I don't mean to disrespect or anything, but are you sure? Because last I heard, I'm from Emerus. That's countries away.
Emerus. Well, remember that Emerus and Decria are neighbors.
Yeah, but what I'm meaning to say is that there's no way I could have washed up on the shore a country away.
Well, I'm not sure what to tell you then. That's
Have
where I found you.
Have the people growing the crop noticed us as we exit the building?
They have. In fact, if they would like to make any statements about it, Miss Mina, what are you doing in the garden?
So, Mina is a very tiny, small, fairy measuring about 2 feet 7 inches, with green hair and green and pink wings resembling that of a Lunamon. Right now, Mina is actually just helping tend to the harvest by casting Druidcraft to help accelerate the plant's growth and make larger crops.
The half-orc that is standing nearby watching says, "Wow, Miss Mina, that is quite impressive magic you got there."
Thank you. I'm just trying to help out.
And next to you, Alana, would you care to introduce yourself?
So, Valana is a half-elf, draconic sorcerer who has blue hair, and she also has blue eyes. Right now, she is also tending to the garden. She hasn't been around in the area for very long, maybe a couple hours, but upon waking up, she conversed with the fairy with her, the orc who is the gardener, the half orc who is the gardener, and they were able to help her, collect herself. And really, one thing led to another, and now they're just tending to the garden because she doesn't really know what else to do or where she is.
So Arania gestures forward, waving to the half-orc at the garden. She says, Solda, would you mind giving our new friends here a little display of what's going on? Solda turns to you, says, with a hearty wave, and says, Ah yes, more. By all means, welcome. Welcome, welcome, come here. We'd love to show you what we've been working on.
127 sort of looks over at Audrin, and as we make eye contact, I suppose we both get instilled with the confidence to step forward.
I should follow suit.
Solda greets you with a big smile, and she says, Welcome, friends. I am Solda Redflame. This is my younger sister right here, Turo, and the little girl is kind of hiding behind Solda's leg, and she's just kind of looking at him. Solda is a half-orc. She stands tall. She has long, flowing brown hair. Her clothes are a little messy, a little dirty. She looks as though she's been tending the garden. And, Turo's just kind of hiding nearby with a cat nearby. And she smiles and...
Solda.
So tell me, what brings you all the way here to Cliff Harbor?
Begging your pardon, but we've been trying to get that information ourselves.
Well, so you two guys don't know how you got here.
Is that becoming a running theme?
Well, I don't think these two are awares of what have happened to him either. Mina?
The last thing I remember, I think I was dying. I don't know exactly how I got here.
Well, let's not discuss it from halfway across the garden. And I approach the fairy whom I'm addressing.
Audrin, you're
Audrin,
standing on the
don't
cabbages.
stand on the cabbage.
Sorry, terribly sorry.
Audrin, you're disrespecting Solda's farm. Mina, you said. It's good to meet you. I woke up here with Audrin, and it seems the group of us can't seem to recall how exactly we got here. We literally just woke up. Do you have any clues you might have gathered as to the connection between us? Or...
So Mina is actually gonna fly up to get a slightly better vantage point on this, and like fly up to everyone's like head height, so they can look them in the eyes instead of standing on the ground. I really don't know. I just kind of woke up in this garden. It seemed nice, so I started helping out.
And you, Valana? Do you recall anything? How you got here?
Unfortunately, I don't remember much. I also have a strange inclination that I was dying. And next thing I know is I smelled soil and dirt and opened my eyes and was surrounded by pumpkins and cabbage. I wasn't quite sure what to do, so...
The connection here seems to be that we believe we were dying. Audrin, does that sound familiar?
I'm trying to remember. I was on a ship, my ship, but yeah, actually, I think that does check out.
So as you're discussing, Solda then kind of approaches Arania and whispers, not too subtly, but she whispers to Aradia, I mean, the rumors around Decay are true. Just coming back? Aradia nods a little solemnly. Dead,
Would I have heard
not
that?
dying. Yes, you can hear this happening. It's not as subtle as they would like it to be.
Okay, 127 is not subtle either. In fact, if one were to rate him on a scale of 1 to 20 on how charismatic he is, it would probably be a score of less than 10. So he's going to, hearing important and pertinent information, he's just immediately gonna turn to Solda and Arana and say, "What was that? Are you are you are you saying
You what?
are you saying we all died? I I don't recall dying, but I don't recall much of anything really. Floating in the sea in a brutal storm and washing ashore, taking shelter in a forest, and I suppose I could have died of the elements of exposure. What's going on here? What do you know that we don't?"
Arania looks to him solemnly and goes, tell me, where are you from exactly?
I don't know. You think that's funny?
Actually, yeah, I think that's pretty fucking hilarious. So Arania looks to him and goes, don't remember. Or you're not sure.
I'm not sure what I remember, and I don't remember what I'm sure of it.
I take it you haven't heard the rumors around Decria then over the past decade or so.
That's a fair assumption.
Perhaps this is something we should all discuss together as I have a feeling maybe some information here that might help all of you. In that case, let me just show you the rest of the way real quick. Solda, if you wouldn't mind, I'm just going to borrow the rest of your companions here that you've made fast friends of. Solda nods and says, oh, of course, Miss Arania. I'm just going to finish harvesting for tonight's dinner. So with a nod, Arania then gestures you forward to the building in front. Says if you would follow me, I think the rest of the new arrivals have settled their way into the library. So Arania moves forward, unlocks the door. And with a step forward, you see a small, little bit of a thrown together library. However, it looks like it's attempted to be organized by a drow woman with long silver hair. She looks as if she's had a little bit enough of the commotion for one day. Seeing as she looks over new arrivals coming through, she has a slight look of annoyance amongst her as she begins. However, there are two others nestled to the side. Alvara, would you care to introduce yourself?
Yes, so to the left of the drow librarian, you would find a Eladrin woman who is dressed in purple clothing. She has a sort of beautiful complexion and an elegance about her, but at the same time, you can tell, her clothes are a little dirty and maybe not perfectly put together, slightly torn. She has like sort of a ruggedness about her that suggests, she might not necessarily be a member of high society. She also has sort of a coldness that radiates from her in terms of other aspects of her physical appearance. She has a pale blue skin, dark blue hair that's kind of kept together messily in this long ponytail, and you might also catch a glimpse of some sort of potions by her side, or alchemical regents, and a spell book as well. She holds this sort of gnarled wooden staff that looks like it was probably just picked up from a forest somewhere, but is also kind of refined and well taken care of. In terms of what she's doing in this particular moment, you would probably see her sort of rifling through her own separate pack of tomes, while also, alongside of that, having various different books from the library. And she would probably turn to face everyone upon them entering the room and say, "Hello, I am Elvara, and who might you lot be?"
Shall we enter the building, or does Arania take the lead?
She steps forward and then she gestures the rest of you in. Arania! You see this drow woman. More visitors. Arania nods and said, "Yes, indeed. Everyone, if you haven't been acquainted yet, this is Miss Feyre Dewlight. She is one of our residents here. She's been upkeeping our library for us and our stocks." She kind of looks to all of you around. You can tell the smile she has on her face is a little bit of a forced smile. She goes, "Charmed, I'm sure," as she continues about her business. Alvara, you've seen a handful of people enter the room, and also standing next to Alvara is a woman.
You said that woman's name was Feyre Dewright?
Dewlight,
Oh, Dewlight.
not Dewright.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I wonder what her alignment is.
Ha! Umi. People have entered. Would you like to describe yourself?
So, before you, you see a blonde woman with fair skin and a red dress. Her eyes look kind, and her smile is warm. Oh, good! Finally, more people have come. Hello. How is everyone?
Well, Volano decides to speak first, I guess. I could be better. I don't think any of us are rather sure why we're here and what the purpose may be, what our purpose may be. Everything's a bit hazy, personally, for me, on how I arrived. I was wondering if perhaps you also arrived in a similar fashion.
I
Don't mean to
did
be-
arrive in a fashion, but
Don't
I'm
be-
terribly sorry. What were you going to say?
I don't mean to be making wagers or anything, but I'm willing to bet that you two remember yourselves dying.
Vara's gonna take a few steps forward towards them and kind of just put her hand on the table next to her and go and like look down at it, kind of like away from everybody else, and sort of just say, "I remember nothing of the sort."
Alright, well, that makes one at
You'd be
least.
the first to break from this theme. Are you sure?
Theme.
Can I? Yeah, can I roll insight to see if he's lying or she's lying?
You want to roll against me?
Sure, are you rolling deception, Alvara?
Yes, I will roll deception actually, if that's okay.
Alright, you two roll it out.
First contested roll.
First contested roll. Oh shit.
I'm not even gonna add mods.
I don't think you have to.
Is she
Alright.
bullshitting?
Yeah, Elvar's lying.
127 says aloud, she's lying. I can tell.
Now, let's not get too hasty. Now, let's just talk about things.
I don't.
And
Alvara's gonna kind of jump in here, like upon being accused of that, and kind of cut off who, and I guess, and say, "I don't very much take to being called a liar."
Well, then generally it suits you not to lie.
now they do have you there. Now, let me make proper introductions then. Hello. My name
Whoa.
is Humi. I'm a changeling. So, you see
Ow.
this blonde, fair-looking woman turned into a 6-foot, dull, wide-eyed changeling with silvery purple skin.
Alright, you all have just witnessed a changeling change shape in front of you. Does anyone have a reaction?
I
I-
stepped a
Alana
few feet
thinks,
back.
oh, wooga. No,
Avara had already seen some sort of change before, having spent more time with Humi, so she kind of is pretty much just retaining her current
Ooh,
state,
Okay.
not really shocked or anything.
that's pretty neat. Can you turn into me?
Hmm. Well, maybe.
Second.
Hmm. I'm not very good at changing into people immediately. So tell me.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm here already. Wonderful.
I didn't realize dropping it into your bar would just change you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm terribly talented, as you see. Well, the
unbearable
size
Woody.
is just a bit off, but I think this is a trait.
It's pretty cool.
You're pretty cool.
Do you want to
Oh.
be my friend?
I would love to be your friend. Can you do any acrobatics?
Well, I can fly around and I can turn into animals and stuff, but not other people.
Ooh, okay. Look what I can do. So, Humi is going to do a cartwheel.
Okay. All right.
That was close.
Yeah, that was almost a one.
I saw that.
Okay, I'm going to do a cartwheel.
All right, so
and,
Humi does a sick cartwheel.
Yeah.
I really like how you can see the dice in this game, and that
Let's go.
you like see what it's almost gonna roll on like a real dice.
Yeah.
Audrin gives Humi light applause.
Avara kind of just steps back and maybe rolls her eyes slightly, but does like a
It's
little
really
off
cool.
clap.
Valana raises her eyebrows and decides to ask a little bit about Humi. Do you have any idea of what happened to you before you arrived here, if you don't mind me asking?
well, that's a rather sad tale, and I'd rather not get into it. But I will say this. Whoever did put me in the ground are not going to have a good day when I come for them.
Whoa.
Well, that's frightening. But
Sounds like you're mad at them.
well met.
Understandable.
So tell me about yourselves then. How'd you all die?
Oh, you know.
Well, to be quite frank, I'm not entirely sure. I have an idea, but I don't want to assume until I can decide that I am 100% certain on the matter.
There's some sort of magic at work here that we should probably collectively try to figure out. I think that would best be served by, as my compatriot here is pointing out, figuring out how we all died to see if there's some sort of connection tying us to this place. And as Avara says that, she's gonna like pull this chair out and kind of sit down with like a blank piece of parchment in front of her, as if to like record.
Arania is
What's
going
going
to
on?
approach this table, gesture all around to everyone, say, well, I suggest we gather round. I do have a bit of information for you. From the looks on everyone's faces here and that I've seen since I've met all of you, I get the feeling a lot of you are not from here, at least Decria. Tell me, where are you all from?
I'm not too terribly far away. I'm from Emerus.
Oh. There's another here from Emerus. Mr. Audrin, I believe you said your name was.
You too, huh?
Ah,
It's a small
perhaps
country.
you are a patron of the arts. Have you ever heard of my carnival?
Ah.
Ooh, a
well, that would
carnival.
depend. Why don't you tell me the name of
Reaction.
your carnival at?
What did you do at? What did you do at the carnival?
Well, I did acrobatics and impersonations and a little this and a bit of that.
He was
But
the elf.
mostly have fun.
Sounds very interesting. And like it was a good time.
Yeah, most of the time it was.
Wasn't much of a carny myself, but I respect it.
And the rest of you?
Avara just doesn't even look up from the table. She's kind of just enraptured with what's in front of her and just goes, Neverwinter, and that's it.
Neverwinter, wow, that's quite a bit away.
I'm not quite sure where I'm from. I'm not quite sure of much of anything beyond a few hazy memories prior to coming here.
Got a bad case of amnesia.
Could be.
I'm terribly sorry, my lad. What was your name again?
He was speaking to me.
Yes.
Okay. 127 is similar to how he engaged Audrin, going to sort of present his shoulder plate with the inscription, and sort of say, "This is my signifier, but my new friend Audrin has opted to refer to me as numbers. I suppose
true,
you all may
too
do the
true.
same."
Perfect nameplate, my friend. Good to meet you, nuns.
And you, small one, she gestures to.
Me? Well, I'm originally from the Feywilds, but I was adventuring somewhere in like the human realm. I don't really know what country I was in, but I was following my star map.
Well, it seems to me there's a little bit of catching up to you. For everyone who is not here from the land of Ashanda at the very least. It seems two of you are, however. Over the past decade, whether you've heard or not, it seems there's been a little bit of... I'm not even sure what to refer to it as. Whether it's a curse or kind of change in the natural order, but there have been rumors of the dead not staying dead? Does this ring true to anyone?
Children's myths, aren't they? I've heard of them in Embers. They were used to get children to go to sleep or something like that. I can't
Heard something
be real.
similar. Never seen anything myself.
I've heard interesting stories like that, but never paid much attention because I thought they were just myths and legends or old folklore.
Do you
Well,
mean like skeletons and zombies and stuff?
Well, looking at you yourself, I don't believe in skeletons and zombies. However,
This is sorry.
oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say. However, Arania, she then pulls out a world map and kind of lays it down on the table. A map of the continent. She gestures up to the north, kind of dragging her finger to the tip top of Decria, where Decria and Froysal meet. She says, "Up here, for the past decade as well, there have been just amounts of undead seemingly pouring out of Froysal into. We're not sure why or where they came from, what their purpose is, but the dead are on the move."
As this is happening, Alvara's gonna kind of look up with like a glint in her eye and just be like, fascinating. And she kind of is taking notes on a parchment, but you would see that she's actually using her finger and not a pen to take these notes, and sort of it's like her finger kind of just has ink coming out of it as she's like furiously kind of writing down what she hears and various theories as to what she thinks could be responsible based on her magical knowledge.
Is she about to pull out the red string and start attaching notes?
Not yet.
Speaking of taking notes, how do you spell Froysal?
Froysal.
Uh, that's exactly how I had it. I'm so good at this.
And what is Arena's
so
sort
smart.
of role within with Farbrabi? Should I ask that in character?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We know what Arena's.
None of you have asked her.
And Arena, remind me, what is it that you do here?
Arania, looks to you, and she says, "Well, I am just simply a priestess and cleric serving here at Abbey. See, all of us here, Isolda and the rest of which you haven't met yet, including Miss Favor Dewlight here, we're all from Karalam up in northern Decria. However, with the presence of undead, none of us felt safe to stay, so we've migrated down."
Touching story.
Call it that, if that's how you feel about uprooting livelihoods.
Being a wise person, for lack of a better way of putting this.
On a scale of 1 to
Um,
20, how wise would you say you are?
Pretty wise. At least +3 wise.
Wow, that's a lot of wise.
It's really wise. But 127 is going to note um, undead of that magnitude take extremely powerful magic or a very powerful curse, such as you stated, to do such a thing. Surely there's an inclination what's been causing this.
Arania nods and says, "I've thought so as well. However, no one's even dared venture into Froxel. I'm sure you are aware of what happened there." Oh, right.
Beyond the
Let's
undead
What-
you just
I've
mentioned.
been underneath the carnival tent and haven't really heard any news lately. What have I missed?
She kind of shakes her head and goes, "Forgive me, I don't often get the chance to speak to people who aren't from here, let alone not even seemingly from this continent." So Frysal, for those unaware, and she, gesturing back to the map, she points up to the top. You can see it's drawn in mostly whites, and she points to it saying, Frysal is complicated, as there used to be a kingdom flourishing there. However, as the decades and centuries passed, it just became more and more encased in ice. So it's just become a bit of a frozen wasteland, so no one has even dared enter, let alone settle. Where these undead are pouring from, that I could not tell you or what's causing it. However, whatever is causing this to happen, I have to assume has also an impact on these other dead seemingly springing back all across the country. It's not often we get cases like this of yours. In fact, I thought this was just a mere that was being spread around by some scared townsfolk, perhaps. But the proof is in front of me, in front of my very eyes.
Based on the channeling and movement of the undead, have we pinpointed an exact source? A town, perhaps, or evil wizard's castle?
An evil wizard's castle? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much information. The best we can do at the current moment is try to just combat the that are flowing in.
You mean they're not all as nice as us?
Unfortunately, it seem not.
Oh,
Not all of them
terribly
have their
party guests.
flesh on them, if you catch my drift.
Gold
they're
pieces to
naked.
donuts. That's where we're going to find answers on how we all ended up here, despite being deceased. And I'm gonna look at Alvaro when I say that. But at this point, but at this point, we are all in this together, I suppose. Find common answers, and whatever may come along the way.
Oh, fun! It'll be like we're a team.
Whatever has brought you all together before us, I am uncertain. However, it seems you have all shared quite the same fate.
Then Navara is gonna kind of reach in her, like that, like she kind of has this bundle of like various scrolls and parchments with her, and it's kind of a chaotic mess, but she sort of knows where everything is at this point, like a self-sustained organizing system. And she's gonna kind of like scroll through it and try to be like maybe looking for something like regarding like the undead or just something she might have collected from her like various like studies of magic that might provide some sort of insight into what this might be or what might be causing this.
Okay.
Can I do that and like maybe roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, roll Arcana to see if you have anything that might be vile. Oh my god.
Where did that go?
I don't
gonna be-
know, which means I don't know how to get
I
rid of
moved
it
to the
either.
courtyard. I'm sorry.
There you're good.
That's gonna be a 9 plus 4, 13.
Okay, so a 13 for Arcana,
Yeah.
and you're just sifting through your own personal belongings.
Yeah, to see like if I maybe have recorded anything previously that could maybe have a little bit of a tie into, obviously not the exact problem, but just like on undead and where they originate from.
Okay, so as you sift through what you have, across your notes and your scribbled papers, you see that maybe you have some information regarding a few bits and pieces about necromancy, but nothing to quite this extent.
Right. Well, I've nothing to quite this extent. And I'm going to go, but I do have some unfortunate encounters with the dead being risen before, and it's never a good thing. And you're going to kind of see, like, sort of, I guess, a sad look in her eyes. She's going to kind of look away.
Actually, you know what? Because I feel like Arcana's kind of a weird check for that. Can you, like, roll history, maybe? As in, like, you're trying to recall information? I feel like
Yeah.
Arcana is, like, specifically for, like, magic items and magic pieces.
Do you want me to re-roll or just apply?
Yeah,
the
just, like,
modifier?
re-roll a history check as you're trying to recall your memories. And actually, anyone else, feel free to roll a history check at this point in time.
I am rolling cold. This
My god.
is a 6, so I'm guessing probably nothing.
I
My
rolled a
passive
20.
Oh!
Enigma.
Someone rolled a 20.
That's
there you go.
fucking
That was
nat 20,
Audrey.
baby.
There.
First
Audrun
nat
rolled a
20.
nat 20.
The
Congrats.
first nat 20!
I love it.
This is fantastic.
Alright, so can y'all all tell me what your rolls are after you've added your proficiency for history? Besides Audrun.
6.
9.
7.
10.
Okay, so Audrun,
That's me.
you recall somewhere long ago that you might have heard information about the dead rising in the nation of Ishana. Not the nation. Not even country. I'm trying to say, continent of Ishana. You've heard somewhere in the past that an event of dead rising has happened before. When and how, you're not sure, but you feel like this is relevant information and that you've heard of this happening before.
That makes this Dead Rising 2 for the Xbox 360.
Switches over to Dead Rising.
Well, since we're talking about urban legends here, don't mind bringing up that I've heard of this happening before. I guess we have something of a history of it on this little rock.
And Arani looks to you and goes, "Is that so?"
To my knowledge, anyway. I'm not a historian, but
Well, perhaps we can search here through the archive that we have and that we keep to see if we have anything about this in the past. I'm afraid I don't have any answers for you at this point in time, as this is all very new to me. However, I think we're reaching about midday here, and I'm just gonna say, I don't know if I said this earlier, I have told you guys all off stream, but just for the sake of us and keeping track of things, we're just gonna use the regular calendar system. We're just gonna stick to 12 months, 30 days apiece, same change of seasons, just for our own peace of mind, and same 7-day week. You'll have noticed outside that the leaves are now turning quite orange and red. Look to be in about mid-autumn.
You mean you didn't make up an entire new seasonal system
You
and
didn't
days of
create
the
your
week
own
and
calendar?
calendars in a specifically for this?
You're right, I did make up my own seasons and my own calendar setting. In fact, you guys are in the month Schmendorf on the day Wednesday, and it looks to be about it looks to be mid
Swear o'clock.
winter autumn.
Wednesday,
Ew.
did you say?
Yeah, you guys are on Wednesday.
Unfortunately, we'll call it October.
Yeah.
So, Humi is going to pipe up the NAS. By any chance, is there a graveyard nearby?
Irania ponders for a graveyard. I don't believe we have one, at least locally. You might have better luck in the neighboring town of Nothholm. However, that's quite the trek. You see, Cliff Harbor we found is kind of on its own. Abbey hasn't been inhabited in I couldn't tell you how many decades. We were lucky that it was still standing for us to retreat to. However,
What was the name of that neighboring town?
Nothholm. However, you know, as we're getting later in the day, I feel you all have taken a lot of information today. This is all quite new. In fact, I must insist that join us for dinner. Rest here, at least for tonight, before we figure things out in the future. I would like to help you, but I think rest is in order.
Very well, then. Where shall we be sleeping?
First, I'm going to attempt to remove the dice that has made its way.
No.
Yes, it has to go. As for sleeping arrangements, we have plenty of space, in the Abbey Chapel. Various residents have already taken up their residency, so you shouldn't have to worry about them. Isn't that right, Miss Feyre? And Feyre doesn't even turn from what she's just busy within her own. Kinda goes. She wants not much.
I like that one.
You kind of hear a scoff under her.
Ooh, I like her.
At least she's honest.
Arania gestures to the door and goes, "If you'd like, I can introduce you to the rest of our patrons that we have here that are with us. We should be preparing for dinner quite soon if you'd like to join."
Nice.
Not
so
ever
good.
recalling having eaten a meal ever. 127 is going to say, that sounds delicious. The vegetables outside look to be like for harvesting.
You mean to
If
tell me
you're
the
in
only thing
Windautumn.
you know how to do is eat and fine dining?
All
no, it was
clerics
breathing.
know is eat, fine dining, and lie.
Charge they phone.
What's for dinner?
Well, we have quite the range of vegetables. One of our own is actually going to be going out for a potential hunt, if anyone's in. That's going to be Mr. Robin Albee. He's actually right around the corner. He helps us keep all of our equipment in check. In fact, why don't I introduce you? I'm sure all the rest of the patrons would love to meet the newcomer.
Wonderful.
Arania steps out.
Lilana follows, not standing on the cabbage.
Solda is going to be back in the garden tending, and Thorough, her younger sister, is just gonna be kind of running around, trying her best to help. She's carrying a couple carrots, and she's got her little wicker basket. And the cat is just kind of sitting on the side, laying in a sunspot, doing Sunday morning, Sunday tanning. Watching this all unfold.
Lilana appreciates the cat. They're her favorite animal.
It's happening. Number 20.
Mina would like to pet the cat and try to like befriend it.
Alright, you want to roll animal handling?
Yes.
Me and Ajin over here are
Y'all are jiving.
getting down with our bad selves.
Go ahead, boys, get down.
So that is a flaccid 20.
A flaccid 20? Please never call it that
Don't
ever
ever.
again.
Can we call it artificial, actually? Because when people say an unnatural 20, I think they're saying a natural 20.
I like dirty 20.
I think they call it
Dirty
a
20 is my
nasty
favorite.
20.
Yeah. I like dirty 20.
I like
Dirty.
Call it what you want, but unnatural's off the table.
Yeah, could you just call it a dirty 20 or whatever?
I like
Call it.
dirty 20.
That 20's
You guys don't like what I called it?
I don't like flaccid 20. Please do not call it
What does
that.
it imply?
Flaccid
I
20.
Like,
personally
how is it
like
flaccid?
It's not a hard 20.
Because it's
like nat-
exactly a hard 20 would be.
Explain to me
No.
how it would be flaccid. Mina.
It's not. It's not. It's not fully erect.
And
It's
we'll
not
be
full
right
20.
back.
After these
As,
messages,
as
Intermission
Mina
now.
is kicked off,
we have to go have a talk outside about flaccid
as Mina
20.
is immediately kicked off of the channel.
You just hear that doo-doo.
the cat ate Mina.
So yeah, I got a
Say it
an
right.
artificial. I got an artificial 20.
Okay, so you approach the cat. This is quite the tubby, lazy cat. He's just laying there, sunspot. And it is a beautiful little, calico-colored cat. Allows you to come right up to him. Cat. It just kind of looks up at you and does the little slow blinks.
I'm gonna give him or Mina. is going to give him little scritches behind the ears.
He kind of does the cat thing, you know how they do when they like lean their head up into your hand as you go for them, and they do that little like, you know, like you know what I'm talking about.
Adorable.
He did a
And
little perkle.
yeah, doing a little perkle, and he just starts purring a little bit, scritch behind the ears. His big head is resting in your,
Yay.
and Turo comes running up and goes, "Oh, Truffles, you've made a new friend."
Oh, Truffles is his name.
Yes, I call him Truffles, and Turo looks kind of shy, realizing that she's kind of just run up to someone who's not quite familiar. At least I call him
name suits
Truffles.
Truffles the cat. That makes sense. I'm Mina, by the way. What's your name?
My name's Toro.
Hi, Toro. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Mina. I like your pretty wings.
Oh, thank you.
I wish I
Uh,
could have pretty wings too.
They are fun. If you want, I can take you for a flight later on.
You can?
Yeah.
Olda kind of looks so she's not really stopping what she's doing, but with a smile, she's continuing her work and she goes, Now, Turo, don't go bothering the nice strangers."
It's okay. It sounds fun.
I think that sounds like it'd be fun too. And then Turo, shyly just kind of runs off and continues back working. Truffles is just, he's one of your good pals now. He's hanging out. But Arania gestures over to the side. You see a dwarf actually standing over to the side. He seems to be setting up a table and getting ready for whatever meal. Right? Gestures over and says, "Ah, Valrim, I'd like you to meet the new arrivals." Walks over this. This is so fun with the little figures. They're just so
know.
cute.
It feels like I'm actually at a table.
I know.
It's hard for me to.
Mina
turn
is
here.
gonna regrettably stop hanging out with Truffles and go say hi.
Well, this is happening, by the way, because just based on, I guess, who Alvara is and being kind of guarded, I think she would be like a little reluctant about all this. So can I like take a look around and just see if like anyone's watching us or if there's anything that might
me.
just seem off right now as we kind of are like walking around in the courtyard?
Yeah, do you want to roll perception?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I have been rolling so horribly tonight.
So what does that make it?
It's like a 4.
You don't notice anything amiss. It looks
Great, I
like,
can sleep.
while the abbey itself is a little worse for wear, it looks like it hasn't been some time. Though it looks like they're attempting to, I don't want to say remaster, but I can't really think of a better word right now.
Refurbish.
Yeah, they're trying to refurbish it to the best of their limited degree.
Remaster.
It's the new remastered Cliff Harbor Abbey in HD.
Yeah, I'm redoing my bathroom in HD.
It's releasing on Xbox.
But anyway, Malrim approaches you, this dwarven man. He stands about at your waist. He has a golden braid that's slicked back. He looks like he's been working with a bit of flour. His apron is a bit dirtied up, and he goes, "Ah, yes, that'll be more mouths to feed, will it? And who might you lot be?" And he gestures to you all.
I don't have a very big mouth. I don't eat a lot.
Well, even if you did, there's nothing wrong with that. I say you might as well have a hearty meal.
Well, if that's the case, then.
But tell me, what you'll be having tonight?
I just eat vegetables mostly.
Your finest grub.
I'll take meat.
I'll
Umi.
take anything you have, really. I'm starving.
Ah, a hungry one. I like that. Umi, what
Would
have
I
you
be
done?
able to- Since I can speak, since one of the languages that I know is Dwarvish, could I potentially, say something brief, like "It's very nice to meet you" or something in that language to him?
Yeah, you can speak to him in Dwarvish if you.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering for like future.
Yeah, no, you if you want to do that, just let me know and say you're speaking. You only really have to roll for it if you're trying to, like, something with the conversation, like whether that's, like, intimidation, persuasion, deception, stuff like that. If it's just, like, general conversation, then
I'm sorry, what did you
So-
say the dwarf's name was again?
his name is Malvrim.
Okay. So I would like to ask him in Dwarvish, if possible, if there will be any booze to go with the meal, potentially.
Okay, so Malvrim, his eyebrows kind of quirk up a little bit, not expecting to hear Dwarvish coming out of this half-elf. And he laughs and he goes, "Well, headmistress here didn't allow us to bring any ale. However, I snuck some of me finest dwarven whiskey." And he gives you kind of a wink.
Valana smiles knowingly and nods her head.
Does anyone else have any interactions they'd like to do at this point?
You said we were going to Robin Albee, though, the equipment guy, or are we getting dinner?
We're getting to him. You're just meeting this one that was along the way.
Neato.
Alright, so Arania nods and goes, "Thank you, Malvrim. I trust that our dinner and our compatriots will be in fine hands." So Malvrim goes back to the business he's tending to, and Arania gestures you through this way.
Okay, here we go. Whee!
This is in the back. Oh my.
That guy looks really angry. I know, I'm still getting used to, like, how to, like, rotate.
You can just go
Oh.
like if you wanted to.
How do you rotate?
You hold down Alt and then like you
Just
while you're
rotate
holding
your mouse.
Yeah. You can...
hold down Alt while you're trying to do that.
Whee! La, 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 la,
Yeah.
la, 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 la.
And if this wasn't painfully obvious at this point, we're all incredibly new to Tailspire. We're still trying to learn how this works. So there you go. There you are.
There's gonna be a great clip of you saying that with me spinning around.
We're all trying to learn Tailspire. Just
So, as we go walking, who is going to walk closely next to Valana and whisper in Dwarvish? Make sure you save some for me.
Valana jolts upward, straightening her shoulders. Turns around. Ah! I'm trying to turn around.
I believe in you.
Yeah, turning it.
Ah! Alright,
Can do
whatever,
it.
that's close enough. She says, "Kumi, I didn't know you spoke in that tongue."
We speak in many tongues. But
That's very
don't tell
interesting.
anyone. And I give you a wink.
Your secret is safe with me. And
Did
I
you just
will
refer
share
to
it.
yourself as we?
Indeed.
Hmm.
You say that in
No.
character.
No.
In character, yes.
Iteration just goes, "Did you just refer to yourself as
You just refer to yourself as we? Little dear.
Psycho Mantis?"
Valana says, she states that your secret is safe with me, and I would be more than happy to share if I do get my hands on some later.
Wonderful.
She rotates forward again. There we go.
Alright. So as we continue, Arania steps forward. Goes, "Ah yes. Mr. Robin, we have some new arrivals here, and I'm sure some of them would be obliged to help you with dinner should you choose to come to hunt tonight." And you see a human man standing before you, and next to him is a human as well. The woman is actually the first one to start, and she is exactly how she appeared. She has long blonde hair and wearing lovely red dress. In fact, she kind of looks a little similar to an appearance that was made earlier in the library.
Where have I seen you before?
Why, hello.
Why is she so familiar?
She smiles and goes, "Ah yes, I see you've got me down quite well, if I do say so myself."
Well, I must say, you're quite the charmer.
She gives a chuckle. "Welcome everyone, my name is Allison and this is my husband Robin."
Good to meet you, Robin.
And Robin steps forward. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Welcome here to the Abbey. I'm sure Miss Arania has given you quite the welcome. She's been quite kind to us, and I'm sure she's shown you the same generosity.
Indeed, I've literally never known such generosity, but then again, I haven't known much.
That's
Perhaps I just cannot remember it.
She's been a dear. That's to be sure. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I hear you're going to be going off for a hunt later. Is that all right?
He nods and he goes, I'm not much of a hunter myself, but if we care to have any meat on the menu, I suppose someone must do it.
You have my sword.
Can I assess Robin's like physical stature? Does he look like a hunter?
He does not look like a hunter. This man's looking a little meek. He has shaggy brown hair. He's wearing just typical, like, commoners' clothes. They look a little rough for wear. This man looks like he is not that physically involved.
Robin, I must say I have limited confidence in your ability to go hunting by yourself. Could our party perhaps assist you?
Horace gonna chime in. He has a point.
I'm just going to turn his head and look at numbers and be like, he's just going to like lean in and be like, listen, they're showing us hospitality. Don't you want to be a little more, I don't know, gentle with that?
Who is going to
I'm
start
offering
laughing?
assistance.
Who
What
is-
more could be asked of me?
What is who
Right.
doing?
Who is going to say, what a great joke? Doesn't everyone love the...
Whoa, what is happening?
I was
Whoa!
using a persuasion check to make it sound like a joke.
Oh.
That is only a 6.
Well, that's
Now
not
you just
very
made it worse.
persuasive,
Now
unfortunately.
you really insulted him.
I didn't
no.
find it to be a joke at all, but I did find it to be very honest.
Oh my.
Well,
Well, the look Robin gives you guys like a smile, though you can tell that might have hurt his pride just a little bit.
oh. Valana speaks up quickly and says, "You'll have to excuse us. We haven't quite, gathered all our bearings after waking up. My apologies if we've offended you in any way."
Oh, no offense taken. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not quite the handiest when it comes to a bow or steel.
I nudge Audrin and go like a sort of motion as he says that.
Audrey kind of like gives him a little bit of an elbow to the ribs.
There are multiple ways to hunt. You don't always have to use a bow. I'm sure you'll find something that suits your style.
His wife, Allison, puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, "Oh, none to worry. Robin is quite capable, even if it's not in quite the hunting of animals. He's quite the handyman. Isn't that right, dear?" And Robin looks kind of shyly at the ground and goes, I suppose I could fix something up or two.
Aw.
By the way, if you notice, Allison... Actually, can you guys... No, you don't have to roll. It's silly. Oh. Ignore that, I just threw something.
So kind of gonna lean in a little bit and put his like hand to his mouth as though he's trying to like pantomime whisper. And he says, "Listen, Robert. Listen. At least you've had the wherewithal to stay alive up until this point. Not all of us can say that. You know what I mean?"
He kind of chuckles and goes, "Yeah, well, this is quite the occurrence. As far as I'm aware, y'all were dead?
That's correct.
Or at least found dead?"
It would seem to be that way.
We bounce back pretty well.
So, by all accounts, you're better at surviving than any of us.
Allison smiles and goes, "That's very true. We've been very fortunate in our travels, at least to this abbey." And she has her hand resting a little bit on her stomach. If you notice, she looks to be within her first trimester.
Whoa.
That's company
Well,
I don't know why I
smiles.
said that. I don't know.
Valana
Whoa!
smiles. Congratulations to you both.
She gives a big smile and goes, "Thank you. We weren't sure if we were going to make it there for a while, but this at least offers us a second chance and perhaps a fresh beginning."
I'll All
That's
the
all
more
you can
reason
ask
for us to
for.
bring your husband back safe.
I
And-
say you bring back a large feast then.
And so
How
Arania
do
gestures
you-
to you all and says, I take it that means you would like to join for a hunt tonight.
I don't eat meat, but I'll definitely give some guidance and I'll help you.
Very well.
Alana wonders if she can stay in the library and potentially do some more research on where this curse is originating from. Or is it important for Valana to go on this?
No, not important at all.
You
This is
don't know.
Because actually, Balana, do you say that out loud? Because
Yes, I was going to ask if it's possible for me to stay.
So here's-
Avara's going to chime in and also just say, yes, I believe I'd much rather be suited for the library. I haven't hunted in probably over a century at this point.
I will say this, since we do have newer players amongst us, I just want to throw out there, in the case of like D&D, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to do something or that like you're shanghaied into doing something. Like, if you want your character to like stay behind instead of pursuing something, that is fine. Like, I don't want to
That
say
is
like
the-
you have to do this, like you have to go.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was like going to follow a certain thing in like the storyline that was like important, you know what I mean?
Well, even
That's
if it
the
did,
beauty of D&D is it goes wherever you want it to.
it goes
The
wherever you
nice
want it to.
thing- The nice thing with D&D is you can attempt to do anything. It doesn't mean you'll succeed, but you can attempt it.
Okay.
This is true. Nina
Yeah,
could
for
attempt to
anybody-
overthrow this whole abbey and just knock all the buildings over. Will she succeed? I'm not sure.
Woo! She might. Yeah, for anybody who's potentially watching, if it isn't already blatantly obvious, this is my first campaign. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm
You're
trying.
doing fine.
You're doing very well so far.
More than fun.
In fact, that being said, it seems like, since we're having this discussion, it's about 8:15. We're about halfway through our first session. Would you guys like to
Yeah.
take like a 10-minute intermission, and then I can take some time to talk to chat and maybe talk about what's going on a little bit?
Sounds like a
Let's do
plan.
it.
That sounds
Be
wonderful.
Sounds
wonderful.
good.
So anyone that
But
wants to
first,
stay.
a message from Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh god.
Who did not sponsor this video, and I in no way am implying that they would do
We
anything.
are not affiliated with Raid Shadow Legends.
Shadow
Right.
Legends.
I
He
am
was gonna come
personally,
after
but
us.
the rest of them, yeah. They only contacted me.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Audrin is sponsored, we are not. Okay.
I don't know if we can legally even say that.
We do.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
As the person with a law degree.
We are, yeah, we do have a lawyer in our midst. We're just fucking around. So guys, alright, we'll take a 10-minute intermission, and then let's just chat with the audience a little bit. Anyone that wants to, anyway. The rest of y'all can mute yourselves, get yourselves a drink, whatever you must be. In 10
I have to
minutes,
go get water.
I'll be
alright,
back
so,
in a jiff.
so in 10 minutes,
Hi,
we'll meet
take a
back.
snack.
At the time being,
Alrighty.
I will chat with y'all. Hey everyone, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the D&D stream. How's everyone doing? And the intermission begins now? Yes, yes indeed. How y'all doing tonight? How's everyone going? Kane, I see you're here. I'm very glad to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the D&D stream. Something I'd also like to throw out during this intermission. I will be, in the next couple days after this, I will be launching our Discord. That'll be training. The Roll for Your Lives Discord. Very excited about that. I just need to finish a couple things after stream, and then we'll be set. I will be posting the links.
trust me, slow downloads are a problem for us too.
Yeah, you actually just reminded me. Thank you, Gons. I'd forgot that noise that was earlier. That was I'm also streaming the music in the Discord server for the guys to hear, so they don't have to also be. Um. So that was the Discord disconnecting. But I'm reconnecting that in case y'all want to listen to me playing as well. Doing good, trying to work on stuff in the background, but internet is basically so slow due to downloads. I feel that. Our internet has been so off and on lately, I really don't know why that is. Xfinity just kind of be like that sometimes. Doobie doo doo. Umi, how are you doing so far?
Doing good, enjoying the campaign. It's my first time as a bard and first time as a changeling.
My first time as a cleric.
Oh, we got a lot of first times here.
You never forget it.
Nothing like it. How you doing so far, Number?
I'm doing good. You ready for some more ASMR?
Yeah.
How's the
Crispy.
sound of a crisp beverage being opened.
Can we get an sippy ASMR? Oh my god.
Ooh.
Sip right there. Mm.
These headphones, I don't usually wear them for such long periods. They're making my face sweaty.
Might just take a little sting.
You wanna know what's really funny though? Xfinity has an ad right now for the Twitch.
Wait, are you serious?
It was on the ad page.
That's
the
funny.
little banner on the bottom now.
Ah, that's funny as fuck.
And interestingly enough, there's another one for Mike.
I was gonna say, don't tell me it's Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Played. No, I'm joking.
You're joking. Not affiliate. I don't want the lawyer to come back here and our asses.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
It probably isn't a huge deal, but gotta be careful with that stuff. These VODs getting deleted. I'm not really fully aware of the law in that area, but
I'm actually gonna do something. I'm gonna.
You mean you don't know every law ever?
no.
They didn't teach you that in your fancy law school?
Name 3 laws.
Real heads could name 3 laws.
I bumped the volume up on you guys. I'm not sure if it was coming in quiet for anyone, but I just want to make sure that like you guys are coming loud. That's probably something I sort of. I couldn't really tell. It's hard for me to tell on my end because I can hear you guys through Discord.
Yeah, we should have done a sound check.
But I bumped you guys up. I'm sure if no one could hear you guys, someone would have said something.
Oh wait, we have a new message. So, let's see. Figuring out takes fire, World Anvil, and Oreoing. Some additions to the settings for my campaign and trying to get a job again. I feel that.
Good
Kane,
luck with the job search, Kane. That's always a bitch and a half.
I've returned. Hello.
Hey, Audrin. We were just responding to some chat messages, and I just went ahead and said this, but I bumped you guys' audio up. I wasn't sure if it was coming in quiet or not for anyone, but just to be safe, I bumped you guys up. I'm sure if something was like amiss, someone would have said something. But just to be safe, I want to make sure you guys are, hearable.
Yeah, it's also better to have dialogue over volume or background like music for volume's sake, because you want to hear the dialogue no matter what. The music is.
Yeah, and like I said, it's hard for me to tell on my end how loud you guys are coming in through the stream, just because we're all on Discord together. Like I hear you guys just based off of my headphones, and the stream's got its own different like volume mixer.
Yeah.
But I think we're good. I think we're in good shape.
Out of curiosity, can we get a zoom in on some of the minis?
Yeah, in fact, while we're in this intermission, let me just showcase the minis. Everyone put a lot of work into their minis. So let's take a look, shall we? Just circle around.
These minis
Alright,
were
first
handpicked
up-
and curated by some
We
of the
should all
finest
go in the
artists.
light. The lighting is bad.
No, we designed our own minis.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys would just want to step more back into the center of this abbey, that would be perfectly acceptable.
I just tried dragging my character from your stream.
You could try. Alright, so who wants to give their mini a showcase first? Wants to step up.
Ooh, pick
On
me.
the runway.
Alright, iteration, into the runway. Here comes the
Yeah.
hurricane, bitch. Pow! Here comes the hurricane, bitch. Pow!
Katrina, Katrina.
Bam.
Whoa.
Oh, wonderful.
All right,
wow.
let's see him. There
Look
he
at
is.
him.
Look at we got him here. With the bright eyes and the green hair. And he's got a phoebe. Does anyone
That
notice
looks-
that he has a phoebe?
That
I
looks like
have
a
a
man
fetish.
who enjoys a grilled cheese.
Alright, we got a phoebe. Thank you, Mr.
Valana-
Phoebe.
Valana
Who's
looks
coming into the
eager.
spotlight?
Valana looks eager. She's right there. Oh.
Doon,
Oh,
doon,
that's just where
doon,
I
doon,
put
doon,
myself.
doon, 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 doon. Ow.
It's Audrin.
It's
Woo!
Audrin, look at him.
Woo!
Well,
Look at him.
calm
It's
down.
Audrin from Shibuya.
Well, if it isn't the best swashbuckling,
Ah,
don't know what they
fisherman.
say.
He
A fisherman.
fishes. He fishes.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
fisherman.
You leave my fish alone.
And then here we
No.
have me, a changeling, looking quite nice with a deck of cards.
I love her hair. It's so cute.
Quite theatrical,
Thank
quite
you.
beautiful. And then
Oh.
stepping to the side over here, we have Miss Velana.
That's
Gemstones.
me.
Gemstones galore, blue hair galore. We got a nice ombre going on.
Of
Yeah.
course you have blue hair and pronouns.
Speaking of blue hair and pronouns, we have Alvara. Woo, there we go.
Who
There we
doesn't have
go,
an
looking
ombre
around.
like I do?
Who does
just so
not
everyone
have
knows.
an ombre?
An ombre. Wait, what did I
Ombre.
miss?
The bottom of my hair is a lighter blue than the top. I realized I could do
Oh,
that.
yes, yes.
Mina,
thought it
you're
was
turned
cool.
around a little bit, but we see you
I
down
do
there.
have 2 different color
Oh.
eyes though, which is fun.
That is cool. I am gonna ask you in character about that later.
You rotated yourself 360.
We have a
Yeah.
fairy. We have a
Yeah, let me
beautiful
get
little
out of the
fairy
way.
with some
You
mushies.
need to rotate yourself 180.
Mina, come over here. Right
Come
here in the
let's,
middle.
Let's show the minis, and then after that, we'll get back to it. All right, beautiful work, guys. You guys put a lot of work into your
Yay.
minis.
I am
This,
very happy with how my mini came out.
hey, you
It
guys did
looks
great.
very good.
Very happy how you guys did. You guys did wonderful. Oh, I see a stray dice. I gotta get.
Stray dice, stray dice. All right, we're coming back over here now.
And
Alright.
just
Whoa.
I'll give everyone a second to recollect themselves, and just let me know when you're ready to resume. We'll
Ready.
do like a ready check style. And
I'm
like,
just
wow.
like I'm envisioning all of these just
A
like
ready
brand new
check?
these brand new
Oh.
acquaintances going down the runway and at the middle of the abbey doing like a
Where did
catwalk.
I where did I put myself?
Welcome to the Cliff Harbor Fashion Show.
Doom, 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 doom,
Winter,
doom,
where
doom.
did I put myself?
Where did you put
Yeah.
yourself? You tell me.
So
I don't
you were
know.
behind the building. You see where the cheese is? To the right.
Cheese?
To
Oh,
the
there
right?
you are. I see you here. I
Yeah.
moved you. There you go.
If you,
I-
Thank you.
yeah, if you use
I will
the second
say-
mouse button, you can kind of spin around and see.
Ah.
Yeah.
And remember, holding down Alt will rotate you.
I
Yes,
will
was-
say I've noticed that sometimes the characters do clip through tables and stuff, and especially because I have a small character, they get lost in the tables.
Yeah,
I saw
oh,
that
I've marked all of
before.
your player characters as like unique characters, so you'll always be able to like open the unique characters tab and click on them to refer back to them.
Oh,
Oh,
how
yeah.
do you do that?
So if you see over here in the top right, there's a little symbol that says unique creatures. You just open it, and then your characters are there.
Okay.
Okay, so is everyone ready? Audrin,
Ready.
That's
aye,
me.
Captain.
I can't hear you.
Oh,
Aye, DM.
So we'll do down the line. Audrin, you ready?
yes, sure.
Alvara,
Yes.
Valana,
Yes.
Humi,
The show must go on.
Nina,
Here.
and Numbers.
Indeed.
Indeed. Alright. So as we left, Robin and Allison were just explaining to you a little bit about themselves and a little bit how, while Robin, while not the most physically adept, he is going to be attempting a hunt tonight to provide some protein and some meat on the table besides just the lovely vegetables that Miss Solda has been tending. So, Arania turns and says, well then, very good. Whoever would like to join Robin this evening is more than welcome. However, the rest of you may enjoy this abbey to as much of the capabilities it has to offer to you. It would bring me nothing more than pleasure to be able to offer you assistance in this time. Or at least until you get your footings back.
You've been very generous. We cannot thank you enough.
No thanks to me. I'm not sure who or what is what brought you back to us. However, least I can do is just give you a little step on your way.
I'm gonna chime up real quick and just ask Arania. Avara's going to, and she's going to say, Arania, were there any others like us before?
Others like yourself?
Yeah, people brought here from the dead.
Well,
Are
there's
you-
been many rumors, however, I have not met any personally.
And where exactly did you find us?
Most of you I found washed up on the shore. You see, just a little bit to the west of us. Oh, am I getting my direction mixed up? For anyone who just doesn't know, just like me as a person, I constantly get my left and my right backwards.
It would be east, I think.
Which means I also always get my east and my west backwards.
You should take the Outlander background so that you know which direction you're facing.
You're right, I should. I constantly
be-
think I'm facing west.
Andrew, where's your mini?
It's on the
My
table.
mini is on the table.
Yeah, he-
Can you move? Can you move yourself to be like in between me and Valana?
Mina is in
Why?
the darkness.
But
Uh,
Mina would be on the table.
It would be a cool screenshot, I feel, because we're all sort of looking at
Oh, you want
yeah.
to take a screenshot altogether?
Arania, and when you put the camera like behind her, it's like a interesting shot.
That is
Now-
Keep
nice.
yourself the wrong way. Keep yourself
No,
the
no,
wrong
I,
way.
I'm trying to do the.
Alt,
I
hold
keep
on.
Remember,
hitting-
it's alt.
I
Is
keep
there a way
hitting
to hide the
control instead.
All right.
Cool. So,
Hold on.
can I do an insight check to see if she's telling the truth regarding where she found us?
Sure. Where did that just go? Well,
I am
Well-
rolling so cold right now.
I was actually.
I've
Maybe
had
if
like
you
5
stop.
single-digit rolls in a row.
Maybe
I was
you
also
stop
going
eating
to
them
ask
halfway across
before
the map.
Alvera if I could see if she was lying.
yeah,
So,
you both
can I-
you both
can
can
I-
roll insight. Anyone who
Okay,
wants to
I
can roll
rolled a-
insight
have
on that.
I had the same idea because I was just curious. All
I
right.
would also like to roll
5,
insight
so-
because
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure of where
All
I.
right. I rolled an 11, and then what do I add to it again?
Do you have your character sheet?
Yes.
There should be a little bar, like, you know, a little
Mhm.
box of like skills and things, and insight is in there. It'll tell you which modifier to add to it. And if you're proficient in it, then you can add your proficiency bonus. I
So
do
I
not
do
know if
have
you
it,
are
so
or
it's-
not.
I do, yeah. It is checked off, and my proficiency bonus is 2, so that would be a 13.
Well, did you add whatever modifier also goes with it?
What's the modifier? What?
Wisdom.
I don't know.
Oh, wisdom. So that's plus 2. So that would be then a.
So it becomes a 15 for you.
15. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
who all rolled insight?
I got a 12.
Got a
I have
12?
11.
Okay. And Alvara, can you remind me what you rolled?
The 5
A
doesn't matter.
5?
As soon as you
I mean,
saw
it matters
that
a
4,
little.
As soon as you saw that 4.
Yeah, I saw the 4. You gotta stop throwing them like across the map. Maybe that'll
But
help.
why would that? Why should that affect the roll though?
I don't know, man, but it's not working for you,
No, it's
apparently.
not. I'm just gonna drop them.
Be nice
Okay.
to the dice.
So, for most of you, this all seems fairly normal. She seems kind of just to be about as much of a loss as you guys are. She sounds genuine in what she's telling you. Alana, you get the feeling that there's a little more to the story, but you're not quite sure what.
Okay.
You feel like there might be a little more information being withheld. However, what she has spoken to you seems genuine enough.
Okay.
right. Well, she looks around to you and goes, if there's anything else I can help you with this evening, until dinner time, I'm just going to be doing the last bit of arranging I was doing when I was then approached by our last two friends here, Mr. Aldrin and Mr. Numbers, was it? Did y'all hear that car in the background? Oh, wait, that's the siren.
Oh.
Oh, so here's where we have to explain that in the town that three of us live in, there is a siren at the firehouse. And we live awful close to it, and they kind of it goes off whenever they get a call. It has never happened on stream before. However, this is a first campaign episode, first appearance of it.
Yay!
First on stream
Yeah,
siren.
first for a lot of things. First siren blast in the middle of stream. You know, they literally got rid of it for a few months, and then they just brought it back, and I could not be more fucking pissed about it. But that might happen from time to time, and I'm very sorry. We live next to a firehouse.
What I am genuinely waiting for and hoping for is that at some point during this campaign, someone is going to roll a natural 20, and the siren is going to go off at that exact moment.
That is the only time the siren going off would be valid.
And I really, really hope that that person receives inspiration just for the sheer dumb luck of having the siren.
You know what? I'm gonna throw it on the table now. If the siren goes off during someone rolling a nat 20, they will get inspiration.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh, you guys are using the new emotes. Yay. Okay, so Arania kind of nods to you and says, well, in a few hours, I'm sure we will meet again soon. However, I will take my leave for now. Please, make yourselves at home. And Arania excuses herself, and she is going back. In fact, I gotta close some of these doors that we all... So, Robin kind of looks to you all and says, well, if anyone would care to join me, I'd be more than happy to have the companionship for this. I'm sure you're a little more adept at all of this than I.
I'll definitely help. I don't really eat meat too often, but I'll give you a hand.
Balana speaks up and says, unfortunately, I would prefer to stay. There are some things that I wish to study in the library, potential books, that I want to check out, just to see if I can find any more information in regards to the curse and its whereabouts.
As mentioned previously, I believe I shall avail myself of the same. And
all right.
Robin nods and says,
library.
Entirely understandable. I'd probably be doing the same thing if I was in your situation.
Thank you for all your kindness. Bye. There you go.
All right,
I would rather
can...
like to stretch my legs.
Here, I'll open the door for y'all. There you go.
No disrespect, lad, but I'm gonna hang back as well. Best of luck in your hunting. Bring us back something nice.
All right. So whoever is going with Robin, can I just get like a head count?
Me.
Mina.
And 3 makes me.
So
Or me makes 3.
Humi, Numbers, and Mina are going to assist with the hunt tonight. Audrum, how would you like to occupy your time?
He's gonna go try to follow Arania.
He's gonna try to follow Arania?
Yeah, he's gonna head in the same direction as her and kind of see if he can just follow her.
So here's how we're going to proceed for this next little section. We are now going to time bubble into 3 separate parties, because it seems we have 1 split off, we have 3 going off for the hunt, and then we have 2 in the library. So we will start with the hunt. So you 3, in assisting Robin...
That's because the hunt comes first.
The hunter must hunt.
For some reason, Winter, I cannot get the same angle inside the library as I did.
So... Hold on, what the hell?
On the right side of your screen, there's a little green thing. It might be at the top right. If you drag that down, it'll cut through the library and pull away.
Yeah, that's the elevation. You can adjust that on your end however you see fit. It'll allow you to kind of cut through things, kind of like how I said earlier. It's kind of RuneScape style, how it just kind of takes the roof off of shit. So you can see inside buildings that way. if that helps.
Alrighty.
Does that help?
You lower it to like 3.5.
Yes.
You should get it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
time bubble on the hunt. We're just going to roleplay this out a little bit. So,
Mr. Humi, how much do you weigh exactly?
Hmm? Oh, who, me? Huh, about 120. Why do you ask?
127.
Well,
Almost.
you
Not
showed
quite
me
as
a
many
trick.
desserts.
You showed me a trick earlier, and I wanted to show you something cool too.
Oh yeah, show me what you can do, little buddy.
Take my hand for a second. You might want to grab on with both hands, and I just kind of hold my hands out to you.
Okay.
I fly up to like give them to you.
I grasp your tiny hands and wait to see what happens.
So Mina is going to start flying up, and grasping at Humi's hands is going to attempt to lift him up into the air.
okay.
Oh.
Mina, what
Do I
is your
need-
strength?
Well, you see, on a scale of
On a scale of 1 to 20, how strong would you say you are?
Well, it's above a 15, but below an 18.
My god, for a fairy?
Yeah.
Wow.
And since there's no penalty for being a small player character to carrying capacity, I do have a carrying capacity of about 160.
Oh my.
Okay, but here's the thing. Given your small stature and you are trying to airlift Humi, can I ask you to make an athletics check?
Sure.
And Humi, can I ask you to make an acrobatics check?
Of course.
Oh.
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 Well, it's not that good. I only got 23.
Oh, I just got a 23.
That's only a 9.
Oh my god, it's a 9?
It's not
That's
complete
perfect.
failure, but it's not.
But you rolled a 3!
I'm sorry. No, my mistake. A 6.
Okay. I was like, excuse me, you have a +6 modifier to athletics? As a
I mean-
fairy?
That would be fun.
Okay.
That'd be very funny. My
So
mistake.
you're holding on to Mina with your small hands, and as you're trying to holding on to Humi, you are Mina with your small hands, and as you're trying to lift Humi in the air, you find your grip slipping a little bit. However, thanks to the dexterous hands of the acrobatic Humi, they grab on and they are able to hold on to your wrists after a slip, and you are able to lift them off the ground.
I'm not gonna go too high, but I'm gonna like fly them maybe like 10 feet into the air and then place them back down.
I can enable flying for you.
Oh, that is perfect. I actually didn't realize
Oh.
that there was the
Oh.
option to do so. How do you?
Control right click.
Oh, where did you just go? Mina!
Oh, that's much higher
You
than
see
I
me
brought
jumping?
you.
Is what I'm actually doing.
Oh, okay, so Numbers is like jumping after them?
He's like, what's going on?
There they are.
So this is as high as I lift you.
Oh my god,
Well,
guys.
this is plenty fun now. Wow, you're remarkable.
And then, yeah. So sorry, I almost dropped you. My hands are a little small. But yeah, I'm kind of strong.
It's all right. I've done plenty of tricks without the net underneath. Just give me a little warning next time.
So for the sake of making sure we get around to everyone, towards this time bubble, are you ready to take place in the hunt with Robin?
Let's
Yes.
hunt.
Okay, can y'all lower yourselves so I can dismiss your flying capabilities?
I
Could
think
you
so.
leave flying on for me? Because typically Mina would be in the air usually.
I can, but okay.
Thank you.
For now anyway. So, we're gonna time bubble this. you guys attempt to go hunting with Robin. Would anyone care to roll nature?
I'd love to.
Can I roll a survival check,
Yes.
perchance?
And also, as a wanderer, which is like a background, I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features.
Excellent.
I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 people every day, provided the land can provide it. So that's a pretty neat survival skill that
Excellent.
127 has.
Roll either nature or survival for this.
Also, I would like to aid with guidance to add a 1d4 using guiding whispers.
Okay,
So
I'll add this
who are you
D4.
able to apply that to?
I'm going to trust my friend who literally just threw me in the air and almost dropped me.
Okay, so can I get everyone's rolls?
Sure, let me roll a d4.
12.
Okay.
I have a 9.
A 12.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
10.
A 10? Okay. And, numbers? Could you remind me what
12.
you had? 12? Okay.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, so pretty
I have a
effective.
+5 survival, by the way.
Okay, nice.
Ooh.
So pretty effectively, with Mina in the lead, you four are able to identify the location of a few deer. So you see them off in the
Hi,
distance.
dear.
Thank you. So you see them off in the distance. How do you choose to approach? Do you choose to do this in a stealth way, or how are you approaching this scenario?
I'm going to stealth.
Okay.
Always worth giving that a shot first.
All right.
Oh,
And I will roll stealth for Robin.
I am going to cast guidance on
Oh.
Mr. Robin to give him a hand. Because
Well,
I see he's not used to this.
he rolled it too. So,
Well, he gets a d4 to roll as well.
Okay.
I got a 21.
I got an
Great.
11.
I got a 13.
So, unfortunately, your compatriot that you are aiding with this hunt is not the stealthiest man. He is, even though he's a bit lithe, he is not quite the quietest. He is not used to hunting, and he tends to step on a few branches as you tend to approach closer to this pack of deer you stumbled upon. In doing such, it alerts a few that run away, however, it leaves about 2 left. So for this last check, I don't want to make you guys go through combat with deer. For this, especially just because we're trying to just get through this little scenario. So, for this last attempt to claim your prize, roll either survival or nature one more time.
I'm going to cast the guidance cantrip again for my friend whom I almost dropped.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm also going to cast it on him because I also have guidance.
Well, you
Does
can only
everyone
use
have
one
guidance?
at a time. We could each cast it on each other theoretically.
Should we make a triangle
We
of
should do
guidance?
We
Let's
should,
do
yes.
that.
Okay, we
Triangle
all
of
give each other
guidance.
guidance. We all have guidance.
Also, y'all need to get rid of your old dice, damn.
No.
18.
Ooh, that's a really nice one.
21.
22.
God damn. Alright, and let me roll for the man of the hour. Oh! Okay, so
127. You rolled a d10, not a.
And a D4, and I have a +5 survival.
Well, you're supposed to roll a d20, right?
I did roll a D20.
You rolled
It
a
landed
D10.
on 10.
Oh, never. My mistake.
following your step, it seems like Robin's kind of following your lead a little bit. He's learning from you. And together, working as a collective, you manage to capture and slay 2 deer.
Nice.
You've secured meat for dinner, and whoever would like to carry them back can. Robin will help as well, and you can carry these back to the abbey.
Let's
Before
make
we
the
carry
strong
them,
fairy do it.
before we carry them back, Mina is going to do a little prayer for the spirits of the dead animals, so that they may return to nature.
Oh,
And then yes, Mina will help carry them back.
okay.
Now that she has like antlers or something to grab onto, it'll probably be a lot easier.
That is horrifying. That's like watching a fly carry off with like a fucking cat or something.
Oh no.
Okay, so successful hunt from the hunting party. Time bubble. I'll say about the time it took for this to occur is let's give it about an hour or 2. Audrin, time bubble. What are you doing during this time?
So at the same time period that they were kind of heading out to go hunting, Audrey was just kind of sauntering about, looking all over the place, but just kind of as coolly as he could, kind of trying to follow the path that Arania was heading to. And do I immediately know where exactly that was?
You saw her heading back to the chapel.
Okay, so he's gonna make his way in there if he can. Hold on.
Okay.
I have to ask permission to open the door.
Well, you think you
Open
can
the
just
door.
open the
the
door?
door.
You think you can just open doors here?
Open the door,
Or
I'm
I'm
gonna throw rocks at your window.
All right.
The door says no. Turns
So
out the
are you
door
just
is
like
Mina.
opening the door behind her?
Like, he's gonna allow a little time to go back so it doesn't look like he was just directly following her. And we'll say like a minute after she goes in, he would intend to like kind of follow in.
Okay. So she's about her business. She's just cleaning and sorting over at the altar. You enter the chapel, and she looks over her shoulder and goes, "Ah, Mr. Audrin."
Ah, yes. Sorry, lass. Didn't mean to interrupt you again, especially after all your hospitality and that. Couldn't help but satiate my curiosity here. I felt like we left without everything said.
Well, what is it that I could help you with?
Well, not trying to be cheeky, but I was wondering if I can. I mean, we told you so much about ourselves. I was wondering, do you think you could maybe tell you where you came from? And no doubt you weren't here all along.
Oh, surely not. As I said before, I am from a traveling party of everyone here that escaped from Karalam. You see they are facing quite the brunt of the undead force that is trickling in from Foysal, so we set out for at least the hope of something better.
Right. I gather. He's gonna roll insight. I'm gonna roll insight. He's like trying to get a read on her as best as he can.
Okay. So you rolled an 8 plus what?
God, do I have? Please tell me I have proficiency in insight.
What
I
is
do.
Insight wisdom?
Yeah, it is. So 2 plus 2, so 12.
12?
Still not great, but it's something.
It's better than average. Okay, so with a 12, you feel like she's telling the truth. Whether you believe that she's telling the truth. Nothing she said has fallen out of line with what she has spoken to you in the party earlier. You might feel like she might be not giving you the full amount of details, but what she has told you thus far is indeed that you can discern.
So he kind of like takes a seat on one of the pews a little bit, tucks his sword over the seat as he sits, and he's kind of like, all right, I gather. I mean, you said as much, but listen, lass, no disrespect in that, but woke up with a memory of my own death and a place I've never seen. You'll have to be pardoning me if I say that any information you could spare, none is too much.
She nods. Here, I'll move you to. Can you?
There is a way to increase elevation. I think it's like when you pick somebody up. Control click, control left click. Yeah.
Okay, Audrin, you're just there.
That's fine.
Okay, so she looks to you and she nods and she goes, I understand. I can imagine being in the same position. However, as I wish I could tell you more about whatever fate met you out there in the world. And you said from Emerus, that is?
That's right. I was born and raised on the telephone, right on the coast.
Oh, I see. So a man of the sea, are we?
For some time now. Fisherman, like my father. I mean, my late father. I meant to. Well, I didn't mean to keep my mother waiting this as long as I had been now. I don't know how long I've been away, and I don't know how long I'll be away from now. I have very little to go on, you understand. And I'm thinking, since I'm here, I might as well try and piece together what I can before I start making my way down south again.
How long has it been since you last recall?
I don't know. How long was I out for? I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
it's been.
Let's see. If I think now, I believe it to be about mid-October.
It's been some time. I mean, I couldn't say exactly. I was on a ship. Well, regardless. Listen, I can't tell you any more about myself because I don't remember it all. But maybe if you'd be willing, is there a place to get a drink around these parts?
Well, I myself have not procured any ales or wines. He doesn't believe that I know this, but I think Mr. Malrim will be able to help you with that.
Listen,
He's not exactly subtle, his whiskey.
I've gathered. I mean, listen. It's less about the alcohol and more about. I'm just looking to get a little more information, if you can offer. If nothing else, I'd like to hear more about your tale getting here. I mean, it seems to me that we're in similar circumstances.
It would seem so. Perhaps, if it suits you, I might be able to share a little bit about our journey, and everyone else can give you their side of the story when we all meet for dinner tonight.
All right, so be it then.
I'm sorry I can't offer more to you at this current time, Audrin.
Think nothing
But
of
I
it.
do hope you're able to at least take a little solace in that here you are safe.
Right, safer than I was.
Olive
but
Garden.
When you're here, you're here.
I suppose, in comparison's sake, anywhere safer than the place that got me killed. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
All right then, I won't be taking up any more of your time. Begging your pardon.
None
Turns
taken.
and
We'll be
kinda
seeing you
turns
soon,
to
Audrin.
down. Whoa!
What the hell is happening to you? Where'd you go?
I don't know. Yo! I literally somehow got myself onto the second floor.
Oh. Hold
I
on.
don't know how I did that. I didn't mean to. No
Oh,
problem.
you are on the second floor. Hold on, let's just...
I teleported.
Oh, how do I
Shift
get...
click.
I'm gonna
Shift-
get you out of here!
Shift click.
click.
Shift click.
There you go.
You should be able to teleport with that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get you out of here. I gotta just... Oh, I don't want my candles to disappear. Okay. Anything else you wish to occupy the rest of your time with? Whatever that's...
Nope. He's going to, you know what? He's going to, like, take us, if he can, he's going to go outside the Abbey and take a quick walk around the grounds and just get a sense of the location, topography, and rough regional kind of layout.
Absolutely.
And that'll be all.
Okay. Time bubble over to Valana and Alvara, back in the library. What will you two be occupying your time with?
Research.
Yeah. So Avara's
if I
gonna be like
remember.
sifting through all the tombs, and she recalls from the earlier conversation, Arania mentioning maybe there could be some sort of answers in the library based upon, you know, what the source might be for this kind of necromantic magic. So I think Alvara would be looking for anything that might speak to that, or anything about the city. What was the region? About Froysal. If there's anything like history of Froysal or anything on the region of Froysal
Okay.
that catches her eye.
Okay. And Valana?
Valana will be doing roughly the same, but she also wishes to speak to Alvara briefly so that they do not just go through books in silence without having said anything to each other. She wants to say that, I guess this is going to be me speaking directly towards her, that I get the feeling that you don't trust very easily. And I was wondering, based on your prior actions, if you don't entirely, or if you don't believe that, what's the lady's name again?
Which one, Arania?
Aranya? Yeah, Aranya has been telling us the complete truth as to how she found us, how she got here, and where she's from.
Well, I haven't really been able to get any sort of read on Arania, but I will say I am a bit apprehensive about this entire situation. I woke up in a strange territory with absolutely zero knowledge of how I got here, surrounded by strangers in an area I don't know, and suddenly I'm just expected to join for dinner as if everything was dandy. Forgive me for not believing that these are okay circumstances. Did
No,
you
I have to.
see
Go ahead.
anything weird about Arania?
I had a feeling earlier that she may have not entirely been telling the truth when we asked how she came to be here or how we came to be here. If she truly found us along the shore like she stated.
While this is happening real quick, Avara's gonna kind of stop the library sifting that she's doing, look over at the librarian, and kind of shift somewhat closer to
Oh yeah, I
to
forgot the
Milana
librarian was
and-
in here.
Yeah,
She is
and
in
search
here.
through the books so that way we're talking more in a hushed tone so as to
Yeah.
prevent her from hearing. So I'll
Yeah.
do that right now. I'm gonna
Whee!
pretend like I just came over here to look at books though, to make it less
Okay, that makes sense.
conspicuous.
I forgot she was in here. Hey girl. Uh-oh. That's fine.
And
Let's just
sorry.
pretend I was whispering. Valana was whispering this entire time. We were always standing right next to each other.
So I'm gonna, well, halfway through your sentence, I'm gonna do that and just get closer and let you
Mhm.
continue in more of a hushed tone.
So I don't get the sense that she was misleading us or telling us anything that wasn't true, but I do feel that there was more to the story. I can't explain it, call it intuition, call it a gut feeling, but it's just my opinion.
Fascinating perspective. I do believe that there is a lot to be apprehensive of in these circumstances, although I'm not exactly sure what or why.
Do you
Let
mind me
us-
asking? Oh, go ahead,
Yes.
sorry.
I was just going to say, perhaps we should stay close to each other for now to just keep an eye on things. You seem to have a handle on the situation, at least better than I do currently.
Sure, I have no issues with that. I'd be more than happy. But I do, if I'm not crossing any lines, I would like to know if it is true that you don't remember what happened to you before you came here, or if perhaps you've maybe remembered the circumstances of your passing.
Avara's gonna sigh audibly upon being asked that, and kind of look down, and look towards the books, and you see her sort of pause a bit upon sifting through the books, and kind of almost take a second for herself, and just go, in response to you. Yes, I remember, of course, but I'd rather not talk about it. And then
That's
just kind of
perfectly. Yeah.
go back to what she was doing.
Valana understands. That's perfectly fine. I don't want to push you to do anything that you're uncomfortable with. I just thought perhaps it could give us a better idea of why we're here, since we really don't have much to work with at this point. Besides the idea of a supposed curse that brings people back from the dead.
Might I ask how you died?
I don't remember all of it. All I can recall is that I was working in the mines on an excavation. And the last thing I remember was an odd smell. Something... Whoa, where'd you go?
Whoa, he's up on the shelf.
Sorry, that was an accident. I moved my journal.
I was like, Valanis or Alvera said,
Valana said,
actually,
"See
I,
ya."
I don't care.
It was an
I don't
odd
give a
smell, and
fuck."
I recoiled in fear and jumped up on the dais. No. Go ahead. Sorry.
What was I saying? Okay, I recall a strange odor, and after that, everything went black. Next thing I know, I'm opening my eyes and I'm here.
That smell. Did it remind you of anything?
I can't say other than it almost smelled of the dead, similar to what I can best describe as rotting flesh. That's the last thing I remember.
Interesting. And as she says this, Alvara's gonna kind of reach into her parchment pouch, and like write down using her hand again, or her finger, like kind of what Valana conveyed to her, so as to like have it, building, I guess, their understanding of what happened in sort
Yeah.
of a manifest
In
form,
case it's a clue.
and then tuck it away again and go back to searching for books.
Okay, so are you two resuming your search for books?
Yeah, did
Yeah.
we find anything?
So
while we were
I would like both of you in that case to roll investigation.
investigating?
Okay, I was gonna ask you, like, how can we potentially find something? So that's what. do
By
we roll the-
investigating, of course.
Is it a D20?
It's a D20 and you add your modifier
Okay.
to it.
Investigation's intelligence.
It's intelligence and I don't know if any of y'all are proficient in it. Oh.
Yeah, the dice are not my friend today.
What'd you roll, Alvara?
It's a 5 after bonuses.
5?
God damn.
Valana, what did
We
you
did-
roll after bonuses?
What am I adding again for proficiency?
Well,
Intelligence.
are you
Should be-
proficient in it?
It should be investigation in your character sheet.
Investigation. I thought I was. No, I'm not. Okay.
So it's just your intelligence bonus.
All right. So then I rolled a 3.
All right. Valana.
Valana and Alvera did not find anything.
So Valana, while you're searching, you seem to find a lot of books about agriculture. It seems to be whoever packed this section really cared about preserving their knowledge on the local plant life and vegetables. Alvara, through the section you look through, you happen to find a book of nursery rhymes.
Oh.
Well, this library is useless.
Do you
Oh,
take
back
any
to
of the
us,
books
yes.
or no?
No, I'm gonna
Nothing here seems to be worth taking unless you saw something that I missed.
take actually the book of nursery rhymes only because I recall Humi mentioning that like it kind of maybe was a children's tale at some point in time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like come over here with it and just see like if there's any mention of anything remotely similar to the dead rising up at all, like a Brothers Grimm fable almost maybe of kind of like maybe what's been described to us by Rania.
Alright. So you're looking through the book of nursery rhymes?
Yeah.
You flip through the pages, you see some rhymes about counting sheep, you see some about a goose. They all seem like fairly normal children's nursery rhymes, some local, some general. You also find one about a spider.
Can I ask potentially who is the blonde woman in here again?
So, this is, this mini's not representative really because we're just working with the assets here, but this is a drow, so she has very dark skin, red eyes, white hair, and she has little bifocals sitting at the bridge of her nose, and her name is Feyre Doolin.
Feyre. Oh, that's right. So I would like to move over, if possible, and ask her if there, almost like in a desperate attempt to see if there are potentially any more books outside of the library. If maybe there is a eye wiggle restricted section that maybe I don't know about. Anything else potentially that I could look through, or if this is all that is available to us.
Okay, so do you go up to her and convey as such?
Yes.
She turns to you and she kind of sighs and she crosses her arms. And she says, well, I surely do wish we had a bit of a selection here to look through. We don't have a restricted section. Nothing is off limits. However, what we have is what we have. And if we don't have anything of use to you, well, quite frank, I'm not surprised. We weren't able to save much.
Can I roll a, what's it called, where you want to see if she's withholding information potentially?
You could roll insight.
Okay, I want to roll insight. Just to see. Ah! I rolled a 2!
As far as you know, she's telling the truth.
Alright. That was useless.
I'm gonna ask her more
I
directly.
go back.
Do you recall there being any books on recent city history or the history of Froysal or anything of that sort?
The history of Froysal. Well, that's a little something that's lost to time. Give me a moment. I'll take a look through what we have and I might be able to assist you with such. So I'm gonna have her roll investigation to give you guys a hand. Okay. Well, no, I wanted to get rid of it. Ignore that.
Okay.
So I'll say, as she approaches the bookshelf, she spends about 5 minutes or so sifting through. She gives enough of a check to where she is able to pull out, not specifically a history of Froysal for you, but a little bit of a book relating to geography and just snippets of history about the entire land of Ashana. It's like a little bit of a world history. A little bit world geography, a little world history.
I'm gonna ask Valana. I'm gonna thank her and take the book. I'm gonna ask Valana. You're not really from this region either, are you?
No, I'm afraid I'm not.
Where are you from?
Well, initially I was born in a place called Waterdeep, but I was currently residing in the city of Baldur's Gate. So, certainly not on this continent.
An urban dweller. Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'll leave it at. And I will bring the book over here and I'll kind of like put it in the side of me so that Valana and I can kind of both peer at its contents as we skim through it and see if we can find anything relevant
Okay.
to our cause.
So with that, we're going to end the time bubble. I will say after a couple hours, everyone reconvenes. And that being said, it seems like everyone is done for now. Do you guys want to call it here, or do you want to go just a tiny bit more and then call it?
Do we want to get to the start of dinner? Or?
I would like to end what we're currently on, get to dinner or something.
Is there going to be a cliffhanger during the dinner, though?
Perhaps.
Perhaps we could do that, or would that cause intrigue upon the beginning of session 2?
Or
no. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were still good. I know we're pushing about 2 hours and 13 minutes so far. Hold on, what the hell did the change to?
It could also be a nice time.
Yeah!
Yeah! It could be a nice time to end it. This way we start the next session on a dinner.
Yeah.
With everybody and a hook.
Well, I'm fine continuing for another 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can go another 15 minutes if you guys want. If not, we can call it. I just want to make sure everything is working fine with y'all's schedules.
I'm gonna roll a dice. If it's even, we'll continue. If it's odd, we'll end it here.
Okay.
Alrighty.
It's odd. Wait, I thought you were rolling a d20 for that, not a d4.
Yeah, what?
What difference does it make? It's the same likelihood.
No, it's not.
Okay, roll percentile die.
Unless you roll a d5, that could be really interesting. Where did that go?
Whoa, 90.
Percentile.
It's a 3 again. You know what? That's just a sign then. That's a sign then that we're just gonna convene and meet and just end it here. So I will say
round table.
I'll say
we do have to do a round table.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll say we would like to open a thing. Stop it. I'll say.
Well, I want to open the door. If we're getting called for dinner, we would have to leave the library.
I'll say we're ending where everyone returns. You guys return with your successful hunt. You've got your trophies to show for it. everyone is gathered round, and Malgrim begins preparing dinner along with Solda as she harvests the vegetables. And everyone has begun to gather for dinner for the night.
I'm
I
gonna
will
clutch the
ask.
book just to have it on my person, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
want to leave it.
I will ask how people react to seeing a very tiny fairy carrying a deer carcass and just like fluttering around with it.
They are a little unnerved by it. You can tell by the expression on some faces that that is not a sight they are used to. They have never really seen a fairy, let alone seen a fairy carry off a deer carcass. Like I said, it's like seeing like a little 2-foot creature just fly off with an elk. It is odd. They are not sure what to make of this. They're kind of scared of you, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
Okay, so before dinner, we are going to call it here. And as to in tradition, as we did with our last campaign, I will let everyone know what we do at the end of our sessions is we tend to have a round table, which is where we all go around. Everyone votes on who they would like to give their player inspiration to, and then I, as the DM, will also choose who to give a bit of inspiration to. So, round table. We'll start with Audrin.
All right. I think I'm going to give personal inspiration to Valana for first session well played. Really getting into character. Really getting to engaging with the world and the game. You're doing a great job.
I'm gonna give the same thing to Zach for the same reasons.
Yeah,
I've
that's
done
true.
a little bit of campaigning before, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Very nice. Alright, well, I'm just going down the line here, so,
I'm gonna give it to Valana as well. I think the library banter was good. I think she's doing a great job for her first ever campaign.
Thanks. I'll
And
try
yes,
it, but I think I'm
will go for
bad.
that.
okay, Valana, round table.
I would actually like to give it to, I almost said the wrong name. I'd like to give it to Audrin, because I love the accent. I think it's really creative, and I quite enjoy listening to it.
Thank
I
you
think it
so
fits his character perfectly.
All right, Humi.
I would also give it to Audrin. Honestly, I love the character. Great job.
Thank you guys.
All right,
You're making me
Mina?
all smiles.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna have to give it to Alvara. I feel that the voices were good, and also I feel bad for the roles.
Thanks.
feel bad for
yeah,
the-
the
oh, yeah.
rolls.
I know,
I
every
feel
time I just
really
go,
bad.
oh, no.
We're rolling
like-
cold tonight.
You
I
know,
don't
like the
think I rolled a
sacrificial-
single double-digit roll all night.
I know, I felt horrible.
And
Well,
numbers.
maybe
And then we had Gonzo fucking
said-
Oh, I gave
killing
it to Zach for
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
for a
three-way
great
Thank
tie
you.
with two.
Okay, and I will just say, as DM, I think you guys have just done so beautifully. Honestly, I think I'd like to give everyone a point of inspiration for this campaign episode.
Yay!
You guys all did a great job. Congratulations on
Star!
starting the campaign. Everyone, World Star! Everyone gets 1 point of inspiration.
Woo!
Excellent. I'll
And
probably use it
Gold
next roll with how
star,
I'm rolling
gold
stuff.
star.
I will say, we're gonna continue the same rules as our last campaign as well, to where, points of inspiration don't carry over, so use them in the next session or lose them forever.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Okay.
So yeah, and great job, guys. You guys did wonderful. I can't wait to continue forward with you guys.
Yay.
too.
I will throw this out there.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we do have a party member that is going to be out of the country next week. So we are
Oh.
postponing the next episode. It won't be next week. It will be the week after. Same time on Monday, 7 o'clock. So we've got
Sounds
a
good.
little bit of a 2-week break to iron some things out, but great job, guys. Great first episode. Round of applause for you guys.
Woo!
Woo! Yay! All
We
right.
will see you all the 19th.
All right, we'll be back with D&D on the 19th. Thank you everyone so much for watching and for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed everything. This has been real fun for me. I hope it's been fun for everyone as well. So thank you guys. We're going to just end it here.
Yay.
See you next time.
Good night,
See you
See you
soon.
next
Bye, everyone. Good
time.
night.
Bye.